Leo Bellocq, Jesuit priest, born in New Orleans, 1875. Lived on Conti Street, on the edge of the French Quarter, until he entered a seminary in rural Grand Coteau, Louisiana, at the age of 19. Seen here, seated at the far left, Leo Bellocq would return to New Orleans around 1907, take his final vows in 1913, and, for all intents and purposes, disappear from the archival record. Leo Bellocq spent much of his priestly life as a school teacher at the Jesuit College of the Immaculate Conception on Baronne Street, just 6 blocks from his childhood home, and even closer to New Orleans' red light district, known as Storyville. With no record of his thoughts, but with some recollection of his actions, it is possible to begin to imagine Leo Belloq's experience of Catholicism in New Orleans. It is possible to formulate snapshots of the man and the world he inhabited. Storyville was not the first prostitution district in New Orleans, but it became the most famous when, in 1897, a reform-minded city councilman named Sidney Story designed an ordinance that was supposed to confine sexual vice to roughly 20 square blocks above the French Quarter. It was an area known for its rowdy saloons, luxurious brothels, and shabby street cribs. Storyville was supposed to function as a kind of quarantine that separated respectable New Orleanians from prostitutes, people of color, and sexual sinners. It didn't work that way. There were no red lights, no gates, nothing to prohibit locals and strangers from walking the streets of a city so punctuated by reminders of its Catholic past and present. Flanked on 2 sides by Catholic cemeteries, within blocks of Catholic churches and institutions, to say nothing of the city's predominantly Catholic population, pedestrians did not check their personal religion, Catholic or otherwise, when they crossed Basin Street. All of which is to say that Catholicism was a part of the culture of Storyville, and Storyville was a part of the culture of Catholic New Orleans. Ernest Bellocq, commercial photographer, born in New Orleans, 1873, older brother to Leo Bellocq, attended the Jesuit College of the Immaculate Conception as an adolescent, made a living taking pictures of maritime machinery, social and athletic clubs, and other odd jobs. With his obvious connection to the Catholic Church, it is no surprise that the Jesuit archives of Loyola University and the Archdiocesan Archives of New Orleans hold what little remains of Ernest Belloq's verifiable commercial work.
I'm a little orphan girl, my mother she is dead, my father is a drunkard and won't buy me my bread. I sit upon the windowsill to hear the organ play.
He photographed the interior of the old Holy Name Church, no longer standing on the grounds of Loyola University on St. Charles Avenue.
Farewell to my mother, bury me in the old churchyard beside my eldest brother. My coffin shall be white, 6 little angels by my side, 2 to sing and 2 to play and 2 to...
Ernest Bellocq also photographed President William Howard Taft's speech before the faculty and student body of Immaculate Conception in 1909. His brother Leo would have been in attendance. And here, one of only a handful of Ernest Belloq's photographs of Catholic school children, probably taken in 1904. Catholic boys are seated around their ordained teacher, dressed in military uniforms indicating their membership in the Jesuit College Cadet Corps, known as the Confederation of the Sacred Heart. The story of the Bellocq brothers could have ended here. Ernest died in 1949, Leo in 1952. During their lifetimes, they were incredibly ordinary men. They left no written materials for archivists to store or for historians to ponder, just a few old photographs. Then in 1966, the famous American photographer Lee Friedlander bought 89 gelatin dry plate negatives of never-before-seen pictures taken by Ernest Bellocq. New York's Museum of Modern Art exhibited the photographs and published a book about them in 1970. They came to be known as the Storyville Portraits. When asked about Ernest Bellocq, Friedlander replied, "I'm not interested in the man. I'm interested in the pictures." Of the pictures, critics have described them as evocative, sensitive, playful, touching, human, haunting, loving. No one knows exactly why. Above his personal desk, Ernest Bellocq constructed a shrine to women. He photographed it, at least twice. For Ernest Bellocq, the line between the sacred and the profane was not bright, quite like the porous, paved boundaries separating Storyville from the rest of New Orleans, and the camera resting between the eye of the photographer and his subject. Based on traditional sources, Leo Bellocq scenes a man in a collar, among other men in collars, undifferentiated, unthinking, unfeeling, unremembered. Rumor among Jesuits is that, after Leo Bellocq died, a stash of his brother's Storyville portraits were found under his bed and later destroyed. Which leads us somewhere between Storyville and everywhere else. Like this guy, no name, indistinguishable face, standing on the corner of Baronne and Common. Leo and Ernest Bellocq were two among thousands of men with experiences of Storyville. What little we know about the Bellocq brothers is a consequence of our interest in the women with unforgettable, unidentifiable faces. The meaning of those encounters between men and women in and out of Storyville is where the photographs leave us.